Most people know that a multitude of pharmaceutical research has been conducted using cell lines derived from aborted babies, including vaccines. In light of this, many pro-life people are asking, is it ethical to take the COVID vaccines? Hi, I'm Jackson Milton, a legislative and political associate for Texas Right to Life, and I have a master's degree in bioethics from the University of Mary. While I don't normally quote him, Friedrich Nietzsche, in his book Beyond Good and Evil, famously remarked that when you battle monsters, you should see to it that in the process, you yourself do not become a monster. Viruses are monsters. For over a year, COVID-19 has ravaged the globe, killing millions worldwide and hundreds of thousands here in the United States. To fight this monster of a virus, the scientific community quickly set about to develop a working vaccine. So what exactly is a vaccine? A vaccine is a substance used to stimulate the body's autoimmune response to produce antibodies and to provide immunity against disease. Traditional production of a vaccine includes growing the microorganism and killing or weakening the microorganism or harvesting the antigens. To grow viruses, the growth medium must be a living cell culture by which the virus can replicate, and some of the most commonly used cell cultures were derived from preborn children who were aborted. These cell lines are genetic descendants of the preborn child cells, but not the child cells themselves. Researchers continue to use these cell lines in vaccine and treatment development because of their demonstrated immortality, flexibility, and safety validity. So, what about the COVID vaccines? Were they developed using the cell lines of aborted babies? Right now, there are 3 major vaccines in distribution in the United States: the Pfizer vaccine, the Moderna vaccine, and the Johnson & Johnson vaccine. The Johnson & Johnson vaccine was directly developed using abortion-tainted cell lines, likely from the 18-week-old preborn child from 1985. The Pfizer and Moderna vaccines are novel in their approach. They are what are known as mRNA vaccines. This means that instead of using weakened or dead pieces of the virus, the vaccine uses RNA that induces our cells to create a protein that triggers the right immune response. Using the mRNA strategy, the Pfizer and Moderna vaccines were not developed using the cell lines of aborted children. However, once the Pfizer and Moderna vaccines were made, researchers tested them with a tool that was developed with abortion-tainted cell lines. 2 broad ethical principles inform our thinking on these vaccines. The first is a principle of cooperation with evil, and the second is a principle of appropriation of evil. Cooperating with or appropriating evil isn't a per se unethical act. We do so when we buy from Starbucks or from Amazon, when we go to the grocery store and buy certain Kraft or Nestle products, or certain cosmetic products. However, it might be easier in a short video to break down the principles into a few questions to determine if receiving the vaccines is morally justified. The first is, what is our intent? Number 2, how closely involved are the abortion-tainted cells in the vaccine's development? Number 3, how serious is the disease against which the vaccine immunizes? And number 4, are there alternatives without a connection to abortion? Most pro-life scholars believe it is permissible for individuals to receive the Pfizer and Moderna vaccines, and some even consider permissible the Johnson & Johnson vaccine, despite its closer association with the grave evil of abortion. All pro-lifers must exercise their consciences and engage in informed ethical reflection to arrive at their own ethical conclusions. We hope this video leads to a fuller understanding of the ethical considerations in play.